Hello, Coyotes. I'm Mr. Anderson, the principal here at Monarch High School, and I want to welcome you to your in-person experience as you plan for the week ahead. There are a couple details I want to make sure that I cover with you. First, the most important thing is that your entrance into the school starts at home, with your parent filling out the COVID screener for you. It is important that you do this each and every single day before you come to Monarch High School. To support that work, parents, we have provided you information regarding how to access that link with the email I sent. But students, we're going to be handing you two items. One, a business card, and the second one, a magnet. These magnets have QR codes that will take you to the screener, and parents, you need to fill it out each day your child comes to school in person, starting at 6:30 in the morning to 8. Students, when you arrive, you're going to be most likely dropped off here at the front of the school. We have 3 entrances for you. If your first period class is in the A Hall, L Wing, or PE and Health, you're going to enter the school by the main entrance doors. If you have a class that are in the M classrooms, usually our music and theater programs, and the B classrooms, our science classrooms, you're going to be entering the school right behind me through this courtyard. And if you have a class either in our art or in our math department, which is C, you're going to be entering the doors to the east of me and going right to your class. When you enter, we're going to need to check to make sure you've completed your COVID screener. That's why that is the most important thing to do. We will confirm that you've completed it, that you have your mask, and you are ready to go. You put it on, mouth and nose. You're not doing the mouth guard, you're not doing the chin strap, you're not doing just the nose guard. It's mouth and nose. And then we're going to let you enter into school, and you need to go directly to your first period class. So, at this point, you're in your school, or in our school, and now we're going to take ourselves around and show you the inner workings, particularly for you, so you know where to go and how our school is laid out. It's pretty straightforward, but I still want to walk you through that. At the same time, I'm going to walk you through some other of the logistics that we have throughout the course of our day and our time together in in-person learning. Thank you, and join me as I head inside. Hey Monarch, I just came through the main doors. I'm going to use some hand sanitizer, as I want you all to do. Welcome inside Monarch High School. I just entered the doors that you would enter if you had classes in the A Wing, PE and Health, or in the L classrooms that we have. In front of me, in the direction that we're going to be going, is our main office conference rooms, administrative offices, and our counseling department. Behind me is our cafeteria. The cafeteria is important. If you come to Monarch before the check-in, so if you have to drop off early, we're going to have you stay in the cafeteria until we're ready to do our check-in process. Those doors open at 7:30. Our campus security will be here to support you, and we'll make sure that you have a safe, warm place to be. However, at lunch, we're going to have a one-way in and a one-way out from the cafeteria. What we just passed is the administrative offices and the front office area. We're in the main hallway now, heading down to the rotunda, which will really be the start of our academic wings. Behind me, down this hallway, are our gymnasiums, and then downstairs is where we have our health room. So to get to our health classrooms, you'll walk behind me, past the administrative offices, past the gyms, and go down the stairs at the end of this hallway, and the room is downstairs next to our weight room, locker rooms, and things like that. To the right of me, we're passing our guidance counseling office and the post-grad center. This is where you'll be able to get involved and in contact with our fantastic counseling department. If you need extra support, talk about classes, college planning, or career planning, this is where we are. And you'll see it behind me as I make this turn. We are now in what we call the rotunda area. It is the main part of our school. And in this spot, most students will come and start heading down the academic wing. That's what we're going to do next. So Monarch, I'm leaving the rotunda. I'm heading towards A Hall. Our school is laid out like an airport concourse, or it has 3 wings, an A wing, a B wing, and a C wing. I'm now passing into A wing. To the right of me, on the first floor, you'll find all our world language classrooms. And on the second floor of A, you'll find all the language arts classrooms. We'll be walking up there in a little bit, but A is right here to the right of me, and keep it in the standpoint of all these concourses. You have A wing, you have B wing, and you have C wing. You'll notice lockers as I'm passing this. We can't use lockers this year. Many of our students already don't do that. So you're going to want to bring all your stuff into the school via your backpack. In that backpack, you're going to want to have a charged computer device or Chromebook. You're going to want to make sure you have your calculator if you have math. You're going to want to have your lunch. And you're going to want to have headphones, because many times, even though we're in person, we're still going to be connecting virtually with the rest of your classmates that are still at home during a virtual learning environment. All right, now we're going to be getting into the B hallway. In B hall, we find ourselves having our science classrooms. We're going to pause up here a little bit, and I'm going to share a few more words as you start planning your first days and weeks here at Monarch High School. All right, Monarch, I'm now in B hall, as I've talked about. B hall is one of the main points of the school, and it's the main point of the school because it has one of the main stairways. This stairway will take you up to the second floor. There's a stairway in A, there's a stairway in C. But let's talk about a couple things. One, let's talk about lunch. We have still one common lunch here at Monarch High School. We have a closed campus. So what does that mean? You can have lunch, obviously, in our school. We want you to do that. You can also go outside when the weather's nice. That probably would be the ideal because it would give you a mask break. In our cafeteria, we're going to have defined spaces for students to be able to sit. We want to make sure we're maintaining our physical distance. In our hallways, we'll also have other places that we've asked students to sit. These will be indicated by markers and stickers. Outside, we just ask that you keep yourself distanced. And throughout the hallways, we ask you to do the same. So let's talk about passing time. We still maintain our 10-minute passing times. We want you to have that just in case you need to take a mask break. It will allow you to go outside real quick to take off your mask. But when you're inside, masks need to stay on. Get to your class on time, go to your assigned seat, and get yourself ready to learn. Yes, assigned seats. All our teachers are going to have assigned seats for you because we need to make sure we know who is in our classroom, where they sat, and all those details. In front of me, directly in front of these stairs, is our elevator. If you ever are injured and you need to use an elevator, come talk to myself or my assistant, Miss Olson. We'll get you an elevator key for the time that you need to use it, and we'll make sure you have access to get to the second floor of our school. All right, let's move down to C Hall, and let's go from there. All right, Monarch, if you enter our B halls, you're going to enter at this point. To the right, when you come in, is B hall and A hall. And to the left, you're going to get into our student center and C hall. So let's head on down there real quick, and I'll talk to you along the way. As you go down towards C hall, you pass what we have as our student center. Here we have our fantastic Mohai Perk. We don't know yet if it's going to be able to be serving coffee and hot chocolate, but it is a great space. We've also set up our student center in order for you to have distancing. Currently, we have this space being used by some of our students and classrooms, but it's still going to be a space that you are going to be able to use. Yes, all those electrical hookups work, so you can charge your phone, charge your computer, connect wirelessly. It's a little cafe here at Monarch High School that we're super proud about. We also have these study nooks. Unfortunately, this year, our study nooks are going to be offline, but there's other places for you to study. So where do you go during an off period, you might ask? You go to the cafeteria. Yes, maybe not as cool as our library, and maybe not as cool as our student center and study nooks, but it's still a place where you can sit, get work done, be warm and comfortable during our time here at school. So now I'm in C Hall. Here in C Hall, we have our art department, and in the first floor, we have our social studies department. So if you have a social studies class, you're going to be C, first floor C. If you have science, first or second floor B, and if you have world language, first floor A. That's the tour of our lower floor. Now let's go upstairs, and we're going to see what it looks like at the second floor here at Monarch High School. All right, Monarch, I just came up the C Hall stairs, and now I'm upstairs here at Monarch High School, and I'm down in the C Hall. The two furthest classrooms we have at this end are our business department. So if you have Miss Bennett or Mr. Blakely, these are where their classrooms are. And as we get into C itself, the second floor of C has our math department. So if you have a math class, it's going to be C, and the numbers are 200s, just like it is on the second floor all the time. Outside the classrooms, you can see behind me, over my shoulder, a little tag that tells you which classroom number it is. So on your schedule, you might have that. The art you see on the second floor is all student generated. We have a yearly art contest for students that can submit pictures, original works, and they get voted on, and then the winners get to be put up in our hallways. It's a pretty cool thing for our artists, and we like to celebrate all our students and showcase the work they do throughout our school and throughout our programs. The tiles on the walls that you see are all generated by freshmen each year through our Through 60 program. We look forward to having you do the same at some point this year so we can add your class, the class of 2024, to our hallways. As I progress down this hall, I want to talk about bathrooms. All our bathrooms are going to be open, but what we want you to do is make sure that you use them sensibly. 1, don't crowd in the bathrooms, don't congregate in the bathrooms, because A, that's a little weird, and 2, it doesn't ensure social physical distancing. And when you're done, wash those hands, please, because hygiene's important. So, what you'll do is if you use the restroom, teacher will have you sign out, you sign back in, because we want to make sure we're tracking our students in this time of the pandemic. So, now I'm on upper B. Doesn't take that long to move around the school once you know how to get there. And in upper B, you have, again, our science classrooms. You'll see the elevator to my right, and all our science classrooms are up here. So, as we continue to progress towards A, we're going to pass our computer science rooms where we have cybersecurity, coding, AP computer science, and all those classrooms. And if you have digital art, that's up here too, just a little bit behind me, between B and C. Thank you for this journey. I'm going to see you in A Hall. Hey Monarch, now we're in A Hall. Upper A has all our language arts classrooms. So if you have an English language arts class, you're going to have it here in A. There are a couple tricky classrooms because A extends a little further than you would think, as does C. So if you have Miss Prasa or Miss Caulfield, make sure you go down all the way to the end and you're going to see their classrooms. The same is true in C with Miss Veris, Mr. Evans, and Mr. Grace. So if you have any of those teachers, make sure you walk a little bit further before you wonder where their classroom went, because I can guarantee you they're still there. So now I am entering above the rotunda. You saw this downstairs. This is the entrance point that you get to coming up the A stairs and as you get to heading towards our library. And behind me is the library and the L classrooms. So the L classrooms are quite unique because they are also language arts classrooms that are found here at Monarch High School. And then through these doors behind me is our library. So if you have Miss Felkner or Miss Olson for Language Arts 9, their classrooms are down the L hallway just outside the library doors. Let's go into the library though. Let me talk to you about a couple things that happen in there. All right, Monarch, I have entered into the library, and here you're going to be finding several things. First, if you have a Chromebook issue, this is where you're going to come. You're going to interact with our library media technician, Miss Miller. She's going to help you and get you the support you need to be successful. 2, if you have an exempt teacher here at Monarch High School, and we do because we want to make sure that all our staff, just like we want all our students and families to be safe and healthy during this pandemic. If you have an exempt teacher, you are going to be coming here for your classroom. It's important that you bring headphones because you're still going to be tying in virtually, but you'll get the support of Miss Beatrice, our librarian, and Miss Miller, our library media technician. Also, our library is where you obviously are going to be checking out some books. So if you come to the library to check out some books, you'll just come to the front circulation desk. You'll get some assistance there, and we're going to get you that book. If we don't have it, we're going to order it for you. Also, they're going to give you a lot of resources in order to be successful in your classes, be it virtual components, be it online aspects, and also electronic books or textbooks, whatever we need to get you to be successful. Unfortunately, this year, our library is not able to be used for studying during an off period. That is going to be where our cafeteria comes into play. But we still want you to have this space as a central hub for your learning and your success here at Monarch High School. This is an award-winning library. We're going to maintain it like that. We're here to support you through this fantastic place. Thank you. Hey, Monarch, I just came into the gym. Again, you're going to be accessing this through the main doors and to your right down the hallway. If you continue down that hallway, again, you get into health. But what I want to talk to you about in here is access time. Why access time? Simply because our access time for this first week that you're back, ninth graders, is going to be in here. We want to welcome you, introduce people to you, cover some logistics so you're all feeling successful, and allow us to get to know you a little bit. After that, most access times will be exactly what they usually are and normally are. That's an opportunity for you to interact with your teachers to get more assistance, to finish assignments, get clarification, and maybe have some one-on-one opportunity for you to show your best self and learn what you need to learn each and every single day. Access time is available Tuesday through Friday from basically 3 o'clock or 3:10 to 4 o'clock here at Monarch High School when you're in person. But we have to limit numbers, so how are we going to do that? Each one of our classrooms will have a designated sign. It will be green if there's room in the classroom, and it'll be red if there's no room in the classroom, and you're going to have to find another spot. Can you go to any teacher? Nope. You got to go to the teachers that you had that day. If you don't have a teacher that day, you can't go to their access time. Usually that will be fine because you'll be here on a day that you all have all your teachers, but I want to make sure you're mindful of the space capacity that we have in our rooms and all those other details. Again, make sure you're keeping those hands clean, make sure you're doing your good work at home, and I and my entire staff here at Monarch High School are looking forward to welcoming you to this great school, getting to know you, and seeing you thrive as Monarch Coyotes. Has that coyote been here this whole time? Seriously? That's awesome. Let's go, Yotes!